Hi guys, thank you for joining me, and today I am going to be sharing with you how I work with my oracle cards on a personal basis. I imagine everyone works in their own way. Some people probably do what I do, whatever's comfortable. I'm just sharing what I do. You never know, it might be helpful or useful to some of you out there. So with tarot and oracle, I always aim to use it for myself as a self-loving, self-empowerment system. How to survive the day is probably what I use my cards the most for. Is how to survive the day. How can I look at situations in a new light? That sort of thing. And when I want to give myself some self-love, self-empowerment. I'm so sorry. I've got an itchy eyeball. Then this is what I do. I don't do it every time because it's quite labor intensive. It normally takes me a week to do what I do. This is the card that I'm going to use as an example. It was one of my favourite readings that I had. It was Wisdom of the Crone deck, and this was the card that I drew, and we worked together for a whole week. Not solidly, I gave myself 7 days, and in those 7 days I set myself tasks and meditations, and it really is limitless of what you can do. So I'm just going to talk you through what I did. So please bear with me. This is not the normal kind of video I do. I'm normally used to showing you cards, or this is my favorite this is my least favorite this, although I don't think I've ever done that. I don't have the backbone for it in case I upset someone. It's me. But anyway, so you can pull a card if you want to work on that card. Like, for instance, I have this one to hand. So if I was stuck creatively, I might pull the creativity card and take the information from the picture, from the word, or this deck has a verse on the back, and choose that to work with. However, I like to just shuffle, pull, and go from what the universe has given me, and that's truly how I roll. So, new or old deck, whichever you like. This is just happens to be a favourite of mine. So this and the Magdalena and the Wild Kuan Yin get used for this mostly, but never say never to other decks. Sorry. So, like anytime I do an oracle reading for myself, I pull a card and I just free flow with the writing. What comes to mind, the word, if there's a verse, I'll read that after normally. I like to get everything I can from the image and the word, what pops to mind, and then once I feel like I've done enough, I'll start going to the back, read it through, see if I'm like, oh, that opens so much to me, so I'll do that. And I normally find when I do this process that questions start to arise, or I start questioning things. So that's a really good place to start. So with acceptance, that happened to me. And not only that, the weirdest thing happened, and it doesn't always happen, but it just so happened that on this occasion, when I was working with this, I think it was more the crone energy than the word acceptance, but I just saw stars. So I chose to meditate as if all the stars in the sky were crones, which isn't really far from what I believe is we're all stardust, and I believe when we die, our matter goes back, and that's my belief. But that's how I roll. And so crone wisdom feels very of the heavens to me. So that was already in my mind. And let me just pull this down because I have lots of notes, but I won't go through them all. After I'd done the initial writing, I then kind of read back, especially with the new idea of the stars in my mind and the crone and the word acceptance. And then I kind of wrote a letter to them, and to myself at the same time. And in writing that letter, it opened up more questions or more ways for me to look at things. So I'll just read you a small paragraph of what I wrote because, my star sisters, they are here always, even if I cannot see them. I created them as stars in my call to the crone, and this is how they choose to be seen. I can hear them. They are soothing and caring. They want me to work on acceptance, my own above all else. I will honour this. So just to give you an idea of how flamboyant I like to write when I'm doing it. So following on from that, this is what happened. What do I most love about myself and why? Accepting myself. What do I not love about myself and why? Can I marry the two? How can I heal this? Which I kind of think is both, but in the moment you just go with everything. It's fine. Everything about you is you. I must accept others for who they are as well. So some little prompts there for me, which was very interesting reading them back. So then I went on and made a list of what I love about myself. I'm calm in a crisis. I can read books really fast. No, seriously, just anything that comes to mind, what you love about yourself. I am a great dancer in my mind. I love that I read non-fiction like a boss, and I have written that. It says like a boss. So a whole list of everything I love about myself. And then I don't like to take the good without the bad, so I've put aspects of myself I'm not keen on. So moving away from the original, no, I have said what I'm not keen on. So I can be stubborn, I can hold grudges, my emotions betray me, I've got frown lines. I don't know if you can see them, but I have frown lines. I'm lazy. This is true. I rarely finish things. I'm short-tempered. I'm often ill. I'm too scared to expand my horizons. I smoke. My overthinking. My inability to sit still. My ability to sit on my ass all day. I'm blaming Gemini. So these lists are just ways of me using, sometimes I just go off on a complete tangent, but using the card that I drew at the beginning of the week to start making, things that I can work on, things I like about myself that I don't. It's really, it's easy to write what I don't like about myself. And then I wrote myself a love letter. Dear Cassandra, and then I went on and then I signed it, Love Cassandra. I won't read that to you if you don't mind, but I wrote myself a love letter, and I absolutely recommend that you write yourself love letters, and that can be from a lover's point of view, or it can be from a parent's point of view. I went down the parent's point of view, where I can do no wrong in the eyes of the mother or the father. For the lucky part, for the most part, parents' love can be unconditional. Unless the child does something extremely bad, then I'm sure the love will fade. I don't know, I'm not a mother, I can't say. But I imagine how my mother would describe me to others. So there's nothing bad in the love letter. There's not, you're perfect. However, it is pure, just one love letter to yourself. So that's something that I like to do. And then I kind of moved on to the word acceptance. And I asked myself what I do accept and what I don't accept. They are kind of contradictory. So I've put, I accept that this is my life, and then I put, I do not accept that this is it. But it's fine. This is all the inner workings of your brain. So however you roll. I accept the weather. I do not accept that things can't be better. I accept what I am told. I do not accept that I can't do more. I accept my reality. I do not accept anger as a way of life. I accept that people love me. I do not accept that I am not here to do great things. So, yeah, looking back now, it's ever changing. So I'm like, really, do I really accept what I'm told? Probably not. But at that moment, it just felt like that. And then when I get to about midweek, I do a check-in. I just kind of sit down, I meditate, and then I just write how I feel things are going. And often when I'm doing the midweek check-in, I will actually do a tarot reading. So, so middle of the week, I've been writing myself love letters. I've been trying my best to be accepting in all things. When my boss tells me to do something, I accept what she says and I do it, without question, within reason. I accept that the weather has been bad for the last 3 days and it's just constant rain. And then I also, you know, things that I accept about myself and things that I don't accept about myself. So a midweek check-in, and then I'll normally do a tarot reading because I love tarot, so I have to fit that in there somewhere. So I'll do normally just a 3-card reading, just to see what kind of message the cards have in relation to the journey that I'm currently on. So I'll do that. And another thing that I like to do is once I've had a tarot reading, I like to put a plan in place, which kind of comes down from the original oracle card pull, the word acceptance, and then onto the tarot reading, and then the plan of how I can incorporate the reading and the card together to go forth. Normally I hope to just like bring up a small paragraph, like a small mantra of things to remember, because it is hard, I think, to I'm so sorry, I'm just gonna have to pause. Ooh, so sorry. So yeah, I like a plan, and I like just a paragraph of something to get me through. It's all well and good me writing a plan. I've got pages and pages of plans following on from oracle readings, tarot readings. It's fantastic. But when you're at work, or when you're out in the supermarket, or when you're visiting family, it can be really hard, at least for me, to stay grounded in what I've been learning and so forth. So I like to have that. I put it on a slip of paper, I'll carry it with me. That's how I like to roll. And then at the end of the week, so during this time, once I've done the reading and I've made the action plan and stuff like that, I don't necessarily have to leave it then just to the end of the week. I can do extra things. There's no amount that you can do with the prompts and the work and the word acceptance. And my dog is under the weather, so see if we can wrap this up. But when I do get to the end of the week, I like to what I call a conclusion, and I will read back through everything that I have written through the week, notes that I've made in meditation, anything like that, the reading that I had for the tarot reading, stuff like that. And then I just kind of make a mission statement. So it's similar in the way that I've made a plan, but the plan is something active that I can keep. A mission statement is kind of like, when I got to the end of this chapter, this is what I learned, these are the values I learned from the main character, and this is what I'm hoping to achieve in the future, rather than, okay, plan, keep calm, accept. I hope you're following. So, where have your eyes been opened? That's always a good thing. I like to put, like, what have I seen? What's new to me? What am I seeing with new eyes? And how you are going to apply all that you have learned, and what's next for you. And I like to end in something powerful, something that keeps me thinking. So it's a long process. It can be a long process. I normally give myself, like I said, a week. I don't like to rush it. The card will probably sit on my altar as I do it. But what's next for you is probably the most exciting thing. And I try to have something positive, planned, but nothing set in stone. No, I don't like things set in stone too much, because I like to be flexible. Somewhat. I don't like surprises. I'm a creature of habit. But yeah, so only a short video. I'm sorry if it's just a bit rambly, but by now you should know that that's how I roll if you do follow my channel. So yeah, that is how I work with oracle cards over a period of a week. I like to get down and dirty with it. Writing is my thing. I absolutely love to write, and I can go anywhere with my writing. So that's what I do. But yes, so thank you so much for joining us, and I say us because we seem to have accumulated a puppy, and I really hope it is of interest to you guys. Feel free to ask me questions, contact me if you're like, that bit wasn't clear, what do you do then? I'm more than happy to chat. I love to chat. Until next time, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this kind of unique video for myself, and blessings to all.